Hello and welcome back to the Bree campaign. And before I start the video, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that's subscribed and that's watching. I record my videos at the weekends for the whole week. So all of the videos that I'm posting throughout the week, they're all recorded 1 week in arrears. So yeah, sorry if I don't make any amendments to the way I play based off comments onto the next video. It's just because I record it in bulk. But thanks for all the comments. I think one guy said, why don't you have Barlaman out of here? And the reason that I don't is because his bodyguard unit costs a fair amount. And if I move him out, I'll just demonstrate how much money I'm losing about 400 or 500 nearly worth of money by having him out of the town. So just by having him in there, I'm making a lot more money. So that's why I keep him in there. Also, because, and I think another commenter told me that, or just reiterated that if both my faction heir and my faction leader die at the same time, you know, we lose the campaign. So that's the reason why I keep these two separate, and I don't want to risk them both being in battles at the same time.
Yes, my lord.
But anyway, Herb is down here laying siege to Matrife. Is it Matrife? Yeah, Matrife. And our spy here is keeping an eye on Kalionak, where the Dunland faction leader is. And we have some troops poised, ready to move south, because I think there is a town here. But I want to take Siduri and keep them bottled up there. And also keep them bottled up once I've taken Argond. I'm training a spy just to get sight range over here. And I have another spy, I thought. Let's get the lists going and have a look. Agents. So this guy keeping an eye there. And oh yeah, that guy is making his way south. So he's just seen Argon. Let's see if we can find that town I was referring to. Aha! Bregnost. Right, so we'll take this because it's a minimal garrison. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this guy. No, actually, we'll take him with us. We'll all move towards Bregnost and then on to Siduri. That's what we're going to do in this episode. We're going to take them out and push them back to the other side of the river and then bring this area under control afterwards. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And then we have Donighill, who is here causing a bit of a problem. But we got some units training. Easily defend Bree. Okay, so they're sallying out against us. It's moderately interesting. So the reason I was quiet during that turn end is I've noticed there's been some audio glitches on my recording software. I'm going through the turn end, and I think it just must be where the CPU is doing so much during the turn end. You know, the calculations. I think it's causing the recording to cut out. So yeah, I'm sorry if I'm quiet on turn ends. I just think it's better than me just randomly cutting off. But let's have a look at what we're facing. So that's only really archers with some clansmen and some raiders. I mean, we've got a fairly elite force. These three units are all powerful. My archers are good. Lumberman, Bree. I mean, I feel like this army can definitely beat them. So let's see what we can do. And I think this will break Endewaith across the river, because I think this is all of their force that they have left. They've got substantial forces left this side of the river. And we are fighting a defensive battle. So let's pick a good open position. So let's go over here. So we've got the hill there. Let's go on the hill. So got the journeyman on the hill. They're not bad units, to be fair. I haven't actually read their description. I quite like them, they're cool. They got cool backstory. Keep them at a distance. And then we've got some more hobbits. This is our stake unit. Might as well lay them down. So I'm going to keep them as a unit, grouped. Yeah. We'll stand our ground.
Keep your heads up. There may be orcs near.
I find it a bit annoying that they always say there may be orcs near when we're not fighting orcs. It's a bit frustrating. And then I'm going to put Herb in front of the hobbits. And I'm going to keep the lumbermen as a flanking force because I want, if at all possible, oh, they're going to come to us. And that's not good. I may have positioned myself very poorly. Oh, should we... Let's move the gatekeepers this way. And then the lumberman can move on to this side here. Let's move the lumberman this way. So we'll form a wall there. We'll put the archers as well here. And we'll move Herb around as well. Okay. So this whole area is then pulling back a bit. But then moving those guys to there. We're moving these guys to here. And let's keep them long to deny the flank. And then I feel like the wardens, let's hold the wardens in reserve for where we think we need them. Yeah, I think that's best. This battle could go badly, because I think I've made a bit of a mistake. I should have paid more attention to where they were coming from. So, but, you know, our troops pound for pound are probably better. So, you know, maybe we can pull something out of the bag here with this. And the gatekeepers themselves are a pretty amazing unit. Like, stat-wise, they're 7 melee attack with halberdier animation, so they're slightly better than that. They got missile attack of 8 with defense of 16. I mean, a lot of that is armor, though. So we're going to have to sort of be slightly wary. Got Dunedain there. Can start fighting already. Bodyguards there. Hold. Okay, so we've almost formed a semicircle of troops. Those clansmen are moving towards that area. Okay. Journeymen are going to start opening fire on those Greyflood raiders. And then our archer militia are going to attack the Salarai mercenaries, because they're actually a bit of a threat. My thinking is we can just go straight for them.
Keep your heads up. Keep out of sight. Attack!
Go for the clansmen. Yeah, because they're doing what they seem to do really well, which is run around in circles. I think Endewaith are a good faction, but because so many of them rely on skirmishers, I think the AI wigs out a little bit. Okay. So the gatekeepers are going to keep firing there. We're going to move Herb up to flank. And then I'm going to shoot the clansmen, because I think they're probably the only melee infantry unit they've got that's properly, you know, useful. And then my thinking is that if I can just move on past these guys. Yeah. So we've lost 1% and they've lost 15%. So far, so metaphorically good. Let's charge with those guys, because they're trying to make a beeline for our gatekeepers, and then let's move up these guys into that position and then start the movement forwards into these clansmen, because if we can take these guys out, that'll be decent. Those clansmen aren't having a great time. Herb can then attack them from... Well, no, we'll keep the general in reserve for now, because we've already lost one general in this playthrough in a stupid way. So let's try and stop that from happening again. The Bree militia are moving forwards. And we can move these guys off the hill a little bit into a more flanking position. They need to run forwards. Right, we've managed to stop them. %4 for 22. I mean, if we lose the lumbermen, I won't be that disappointed, because they're not that great a unit. And so far, you know, Archer Fire is doing very well. We're killing a lot of them. 26% now. We'll take them off guard mode. And we'll take them to fight the raiders. The Angrim raiders there. And then we'll keep on moving these guys to block off. I've almost threaded the T to use naval vernacular. So they've lost their general, which will probably cause them to start wanting to rout. They're all eager over here, so it's not so much them that it's affecting. They're losing a lot of troops to Archer Fire. This is what we sort of wanted.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
No, that's good. Right, I'm not happy with the fact that we're taking a huge amount of Archer Fire from over there. So we need to start sorting that. Quickly. These lumbermen are having a field day with these hunters, because the hunters are pretty useless units. And the lumbermen aren't great, but they're at least better than them. And in fact, we're going to start... I think it's time to start wheeling some of these units this way. And I'm going to move these guys forward. We're gonna go that way. The Wardens are pound for pound probably better than the Mercenaries. But the Mercenaries are pretty good units, but we've managed to get in before they could form a proper shield wall. They're firing there. Yeah, fire at the larger unit. Come on, Pavis, weird crossbow looking dudes. I was thinking there was going to be a few more shots than that. This archer militia's doing well. Okay. Bando brass archers. Come on, shoot him. And that's it. Nicely done. There we go. Forwards. General bodyguards, move forwards. Well, this was a fairly effective win, to be fair. Let's retreat you guys into the woods. We're going to lose that unit of merchantmen as well, which is a bit of a shame. Right, start providing covering fire there. I think we should just swarm them with the archers, because these guys aren't too bad in melee. They've got 7 melee attack. Come on, off guard mode. Go into them. Thank you. This is a bit of a messy fight, not gonna lie, but, you know, somewhat messy, but, you know, what can you do? Right, come on, keep chasing. Well, we've lost 27%, which is a fair amount. You know, we could have done a lot better with that.
Be vigilant, yeoman.
These mercenaries are absolutely canning it. They're decent units. You know, I have to give them the Salarine mercenaries look good, and they're moderately decent. It's a shame that we lost so many merchantmen, but we haven't got any cav to chase anyone down, which is a bit of a pain. But
behold how our cowardly foe runs. It's time to
I think
the attack. Be awed by the victory we have
right.
won here today.
Healed 25 lumbermen, which is good. And we healed a few merchant militia, but not many. They did well, though. I assume that's... and I will be executing them.
Glory.
Uh...
Victory. My lord courage and honor have conquered.
You know, let's just occupy, because I assume they'll be happy with it. So we are starting to expand our borders again after some setbacks. I mean, Endewaith, I think, really struggling now. Now that they're having to fight us as well as Dunland, too much for them to deal with. So, I think that they're going to keep fighting Dunland as long as possible. Made some money. We're making good money now. Wes, I'm not sure about you. Been given some coins. Herb is now proven commander, which is good. And relations are worsened. What do you think you're doing? Right, the first thing that I'm going to do is we're going to replace them with them, because we'd rather have militia there. I trained a spy in Karas Nernaled to keep an eye on Argons. Now, we can either divide forces, or we can all move down south together. And I think it's probably better that we just move south together. So Andy the Mighty is now his name. That's brilliant. I love the fact he's called Andy the Mighty. What's given him mighty, do we think? I have no idea what's giving him mighty. Inspirationally brave, it must be. Oh, he's a brilliant general. Look at that. He's turning into an absolute beast. Right, so we know Bregnost is there now, and we've got decent sight range of it. Let's... Okay, so there are some forces this side of the river still at Siduri, so we're going to need to keep an eye on that. Let's quickly take our troops here, and I'm just going to auto-resolve this. Grabs us a little bit more money as well, and then we're going to go low tax rate. Now the town's doing well. So it's this point when now that we've got a little bit of money, I'm going to start investing it again back in some of these towns. So in Dolvorn, the one thing I really, really want is roads here. So let's grab some roads. Got roads there. And can you hear the hobbits singing? That's brilliant. Oh, I love it. Let's build... so we can build watchmen units out of the leather worker. So we need to grab leather workers where we can. Okay, so you can't build them there, I guess. But can you build them in the town of Mitchell Delving? What can you recruit? Oh, you can recruit some units, but at the moment, because you haven't got a recruitment centre. So let's grab the meeting hall there. I mean, that's so cheap, it's worth grabbing. That's so cheap, it's worth grabbing. That's cheap. We like cheap. Cheap, cheap. Call Willishar's building. They're now building. Dolvorn's building. Everywhere's building. We're all... Everywhere is building. We like building. Let's grab the meeting hall for there. That's building Traveller's Rest. And that's building Leather Tanner as well. That's good. And then we can grab another unit. So let's grab some Woodland Hunters. And then, as I say, I don't care if they're outside the front of the town, because it's not particularly interesting. The Angmar are pushing. I'm starting to get a little bit worried about the Northern Dunedain. We sort of need the dwarves to come in, possibly. Where's the diplomat? Because that's one thing I have neglected.
Yes, my lord.
Yeah, you're down south. Let's keep you down south, and let's head towards Isengard and start trying to get some trade. In fact, no, let's head towards the Orcs of the Misty Mountains and the Dwarves. And then I think I will build another diplomat here, and then send him north to try and get map information from Ered Luin, and maybe get an alliance going. Because we could do with a bit of an alliance with them. I like all this though, we're making solid money. We've got a solid defensive army now in Matrife to bottleneck it. Although we do need to take Kelly-on-Nack. Still owned by the Northern Dunedain. That's Dunland.
Your orders, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Yeah. I mean, part of me wants to take him with the Cav and move them ahead. No, let's just send the Cav out as an advanced scouting force with him, and then move him south a little bit. Well, we'll keep them in line, but we'll decide what we're doing in a minute. Yeah. How are we looking for money? So we're not making as much money as we did last turn, but yeah, it seems to stop recording over Mordor. Which is just a bad omen, really. Okay, so we could get Theodore, but no thank you. Edoras is being sieged again. Yeah. And they want us to go meet up with Isengard, so let's head south.
As you wish. Yes, I shall continue
meet up with Isengard.
Stopping here. Stopping here.
The Merchants Guild wants us to build trade relations, so that is what we shall do. What do you want with your crap units? Legio 15 Old Witch Realm. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Crappy Hillman. They're not bad though, 5-7. What, is that the basic Hillman unit? Oh no, they have got some upgrades. There's me like, whoa, that's the... We could make peace with you. If we wanted to make peace, what would... Oh, yeah. You know what, there's no point making peace with you, but... Let's go and see if we can get map info from them next turn. Looks like they've realised that they need to pull back. Everyone's at war with each other around here. Start building units out of there soon.
Yes, my lord.
To battle. We shall prevail.
He's got 2 units of Ered Vaughan Woodsman. No, let's just maintain the siege.
Your orders, my lord.
Yes. Assembling a mighty host. As
Oh.
you command.
Now it's tempting. Now it's very tempting. So, Mal Shadda, the engineer. Mal Shadda, the engineer. He's got an old fisherman. Amazing. He's got Birdseye, Captain Birdseye with him. +1 to public health. And he's got smoked fish. There's a theme with this guy. He's a bit fishy. Oh, that was terrible. He's got mercenary captain. He's a Hunters Guild elder. A friend of the dwarves. Well, fuck you. Cruelly exacting taxman. Superb administrator. He's obviously a decent ruler. Let's save it and auto-resolve and see what the auto-resolve's like. Because, well, actually, it's just a village, isn't it? What have you got bodyguard-wise? Just elder guildsman. Let's see what it does. 80. Oh. Casualty sustained. The Greenway took a few. I don't really want my cav to be the ones to take the casualties. No, we're gonna fight this purely because if I do the auto resolve, I'm gonna lose like 50 cav, which this week with politics and Brexit, the worst idea this country's ever had, and there's been plenty. Yeah, so we're gonna fight this. I think that's meant to be. I think that's Theodred's model image.
Muster your courage, men. We march into battle.
And then we're going to make the move onto Siduri. Right, time to start the deployment. Oh, this is a cool little city. Would I call it a city? Is it incorrect to call it a city? Oh, this is perfect. This hill. Oh, this hill. It's going to be a butcher. Oh, it's going to be a nightmare for them. Right, so we're going to deploy behind here. What I might do is I might put the cav on this approach. Yeah, that's fine for now. And then I'll put the lumbermen on this side. Just in case they come out. I don't imagine they will. And then I'll put the mercenaries here. And I'll put them in guard mode. And I'll support them with this unit of Bree the militia. And 2 units of these crappier archers. So this will be flanking force Bree. And then everyone else is going to come over here. So we are going to have the Dunedain bodyguards, these archers, and I don't have any. I had some gatekeepers in this army. The gatekeepers in this army would be ridiculous. And then I'll hold these in reserve because I very much doubt we're going to have any issues. I mean, actually, I'll hold them in reserve behind the main line just in case. Right, so you guys off you trot, top of the hill. Oh, in fact, no. Why am I doing that when I can line them up perfectly? So let's. There we go. Forwards. And as I say, we'll move the... I don't really want to move the mercs up. I mean, this is going to be an absolute slaughter. Prepare for 5 minutes of arrows falling into you guys. I mean, you've got low armor as well. So, I hope those fur cloaks are good at stopping arrows. Or should I target the general first? Should we target the general first? Which one's more threatening, do we think? I'm not sure which one's more threatening. I'll have to think about that. But then make a decision. Yeah, let's take you all off fire at will, because we're going to fire where I want to fire.
We're under attack.
So you can fire there. 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 And you can fire there. Then from here, when they come out to face us, We'll move the mercenaries out. Well, I've changed my mind. We are going to have these guys on skirmish because we want to try and limit the amount of losses that we take. I mean, they're fine. I don't really care if we lose some journeymen. Although, I don't think, to be honest, we're going to need to worry too much. Fire in line. And then what we're going to do is we are going to move Andy up along with some of these guys. And then when they break, they're going to jump on in. Along with these archers. I mean, it's a strange place to build the town. Isn't it?
Everything we can.
Yeah, it's a strange old place to put the town, to be fair. You know, like near the top of the hill. Or, sorry, underneath a hill. You know, I can sort of see what they were going for.
The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours. Guard this area. The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Right, and we're going to have all of the mainline archers begin to fire.
Infantry!
At a distance.
Attack!
Now we've got merchant militia to come in as well. I mean, they're not having the best of times, really, are they? Because they've got 3 guys that don't shoot missiles. There's only 26 of them left.
Countrymen!
The 4 of the Dunedain's a bit of a badass. There we go. That's the end of them. That's sort of the end of them. I mean, they've all nicely lined up to get murdered. It's quite impressive. Look at them all falling over each other. I mean, I like their helmets. Their helmets are cool. Like, with the weird bull horns. I mean, there's not many of them left now. You know, it feels like there's only a couple of them left. You got you of the Dunedain, you're gonna fire on them. I mean, that fur cloak is doing a lot of... Look at them go. I mean, this is a little bit ridiculous, isn't it? The general's obviously having a bad time. There's plenty of bad times to be had, really. The Dunedain have already massacred what was left of the Erevorn woodsmen. Ah, the captain's gone. And look, it's just the general. The fisherman himself. Your smoked fish won't save you now. Blah, blah, blah. It's a nice big shield he's got, you know, like... There you go, 5% and none of our cav. That's what we wanted. I mean, this is taking a while. Come on. Kill him. This guy's a bit of a badass. There we go. Okay, so we lost slightly more than we did on the auto-resolve. We healed a few more casualties, so 5 Dunedain bodyguards came back, 7 archer militia, and 4 mercs. But I'd rather lose mercenaries than lose Dwarf Dare Not. And there goes another one of their generals. Going to exterminate the populace. Relations have been worsened, and their army has routed. So, let's quickly have a look at our units and see if there's a unit that we can leave behind. Could leave that archer unit behind. Or should I leave one of the full strength ones? Let's... Well, I mean, we've got to stay there for a turn anyway. They are now...
That's right, fool. It's an enemy ship.
in a bit of a bad way. It's a shame I haven't got another army. In fact, next general that comes along, if I like the look of him, we're going to get him. Because I feel like we could do with another army, maybe to deal with these, but got to get that up to a town. So we're going to build the chicken farming after this, so we can get that population growth bonus. And then there's 2 units to cav to start getting soon. And then once the Levitan is done, we'll be able to start getting the Watch Axe Guard units. But in the south, he can start moving out. So we'll send him out just to build the watchtower.
This tower will keep vigil over the lands.
Yes, my lord.
Purely for that. Yeah.
My lord.
And then let's have a look at what they're doing in Farbad. The answer is not a lot.
Tomorrow's journey.
I think Captain Lacan is what's left of the Endewaith troops.
Defeating you.
My hope is that in Argond I got too much hassle. So I'm going to wield that army north to take it, and then both the armies will, once I've taken Siduri, and left a sizable garrison to defend it. I think I'll leave Before of the Dunedain as a defender in the south. And then really, I'll probably leave the episode once I've done this turn. If there isn't a battle, then I'll probably leave it there. Oh, that's a good name. Rub. It's a fair fighter. It's good with public order. Promising commander. He's a confident defender. Don't really like Drill Master, but he's actually quite good. Yeah, let's take him. And Bree and Blossom's. And let's read it in the voice. The men of Bree and the hobbits are pulling. Pulling? Breeland was under threat, but responded well and with speed to the events that unfolded, remembering the tales of Bull Roarer Took. Somehow the Shire has found the courage to look out of their world and realise the danger they are in. Hobbits have aided Bree in their struggle to defend their lands, and thus far have been more than successful, expanding theirs and improving them as they have been forced into war. That's a cool little message that pops up. Recruit some more units, got some more leather tanners built. I'm now making even more money. Here we go. So we're going to drop the tax rate, and we'll keep it high tax rate in the Hobbit lands actually. Apart from Mitchell Delving, which I'll lower it. And then let's have a look. So leather worker, meeting hall, master mason's hall. Should we get the Master Mason's Hall in Deep Hollow? Or chicken farming? Let's get... You know, we might as well grab the Master Mason's Hall. No, that's stupid. That is stupid. What am I talking about? So the leather worker's going to start letting us build higher level units. Mengelin's built the rest, so now we're going to build the chicken farming. And Matrife, blacksmith. Ooh. We can build some decent units out of here. Yes, indeed. Let's grab that there to get a decrease, and let's build. Got roads coming there. Corwillashar, can you build me? Yes, you can build some troops. We'll take them. Dolvorn, the lumber camp. Take the lumber camp. Grab the woodland hunters.
Your orders, my lord.
And then I think we will take our troops in full.
Yes. We can go no further, my lord. This tower.
Yes, my lord. Your orders, my... Yes, my lord.
And I can
Combining forces.
afford just to leave this straight away.
Your orders, my lord.
We have more in common with the river folk than I thought, obviously. That small army isn't going to be able to take us out. Let's have a look at what's in it.
Be gone.
Yeah, 24 and 11. It's nothing. It's easy. And then River Swordsmen are an alright unit, but there's no real decent troops about. And then what I am going to do is, I am just going to quickly move Herb here,
This tower
so that I can
will be
build
ventured
a
over
tower.
lands.
And then I might move him south Ooh,
Yes,
come on.
Your orders, my lord.
Want to build a watchtower.
with honor. Yes.
Making camp here.
Apparently, I'm not allowed to build a watchtower.
Let us settle matters on the field of battle. It will be an honor defeating
Frustratingly. And I'm going to move them into the fort.
You wish.
Yes, my lord.
And I think we will make a move with this little army and try and take out that random bunch of dudes there. But let's quickly see if we can't
Always happy
get
to deal with you, trusted.
map information for map information.
This proposal is of little interest. Another proposition for us then?
Why? Why is it for little interest? It's balanced.
This isn't going to very well then.
Okay, whatever.
As you wish. Tomorrow's journey planned out.
Let's
Stop
head
in
towards
here.
Eredluin.
I shall continue tomorrow.
Why can I
Tomorrow's
not go
journey
this way?
planned out. I shall continue tomorrow.
It's about to say.
Impossible. I cannot do that.
Yeah, you
Stop
can't
in
at the moment. Little bitch. And let's move that onto low tax rate. Because we're still going to be making a lot of money. And we don't need a huge amount there at the moment.
Your orders, my lord.
And he will move... Well, he could move south. Or
Let us settle matters on the field of
we
battle.
can keep building troops. And go that way. I think that's probably a better idea. And then... So, I think I will call it an episode here. Just get all those messages out of the way. Thanks very much for watching. I'm hoping you're liking the series, especially now that, you know, we're starting to turn it around a bit. We're going to expand out now. And as I say, in the next turn we'll reach Seduri and we'll have a proper battle. But they have no general, so I think they're going to be in for a bad time. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.